On the news at 3, Governor Fubara presents a proposed 1.854 trillion naira budget to State House of Assembly. Federal government begins a nationwide screening for 2026 Artisan Training Program Plus. Federal government revives digital postcode after 20 years, begin NIN integration. This is the news at 3. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ibigoni Kalyu. River State, treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Rstv PH. You can as well subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Now, River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has presented a proposed 1.854 trillion naira budget for the 2026 fiscal year to the River State House of Assembly, tagged the Budget of Resilience for Growth and Development. Governor Fubara presented the appropriation at the chambers within legislative quarters in Port Harcourt. Tamno Baribi Ibulubo reports.
In presenting the appropriation bill, Governor Fubara explained that it represents a 24.49% increase over the 2025 adjusted budget. The governor said the proposal is designed to accelerate infrastructure development, improve education, strengthen healthcare, and create more economic opportunities for residents. The governor announced that 1.405 trillion naira, representing nearly 76% of the budget, has been allocated to capital projects, while 413.1 billion naira is set aside for the current expenditure. He explained that the administration expects improved revenue from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, derivation funds, and internally generated revenue to finance the budget.
The total projected revenue for River State for the year 2026 fiscal year is 1,734,734,475 naira 76 kobo. This means our proposed total operating revenue for 2026 is projected to increase by 24.49% over the 2025 adjusted budgeted projection.
Governor Fubara assured the people of River State that the budget will be implemented with transparency, accountability, and fiscal discipline, adding that every kobo will be directed towards projects that improve the lives of citizens.
Therefore, as we present this budget today, we must recognize our shared responsibilities to act deliberately to accelerate development and cover as much lost grounds as possible.
He also appealed to members of the River State House of Assembly to give the appropriation bill speedy consideration to enable prompt implementation.
Let us therefore join hands, unite in purpose, to ensure River States continue to stand out for good governance and progressive states.
The Speaker of the House, Martin Amewule, assured the governor that lawmakers will carefully scrutinize the proposal in line with constitutional provisions of the state's fiscal responsibility law, while promising that the Assembly will act in the overall interest of River State and its people. The appropriation bill subsequently scaled first reading on the floor of the House. Tamun Barabi Ibulubo, Rstv News.
The federal government has revived Nigeria's digital postcode project more than 20 years after it was conceived, with plans to integrate the system with the National Identification Number NIN. The initiative follows the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, and the Nigerian Postal Service, NIPOST, in Abuja. Under the partnership, Nigerians will be able to verify their addresses and retrieve the digital postcodes through the NIN platform. NIMC Director General Abisoye Kuka Udusote says linking verified identities with verified locations will improve access to government services, financial products, healthcare, education, emergency response, logistics, and e-commerce. NIPOST has also been licensed as a front-end enrollment partner, allowing Nigerians to enroll for NIN at post offices nationwide. Postmaster General Tola Odeyemi says the digital postcode system will assign every standing structure in Nigeria a unique GIS-enabled and machine-readable location identifier. The project, first conceived in 2006, has now received a full federal government funding and is expected to strengthen address verification, service delivery, and Nigeria's digital economy. Meanwhile, the federal government has begun the process of selecting a new batch of artisans for advanced technical training under the Skill Up Artisans program. The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, says a nationwide screening exercise will be conducted across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to verify the eligibility, competence, and practical experience of shortlisted candidates. It said the exercise will hold in 2 phases, with artisans in the North Central, Northwest, and Northeast zones to be screened from July 14 to 17. It also said the screening for candidates in the Southeast, Southwest, and South-South zones will take place from July 21 to 24, adding that the exercise will be conducted simultaneously across 3 senatorial districts in each state and the FCT. ITF Director General Afiz Oluwatoyin Ogun says the program is designed to bridge the skills gap, reduce dependence on foreign artisans, and equip local craftsmen with modern technical skills and internationally recognized certifications. He adds that beneficiaries will also receive mentorship, business development, and enterprise support to help them establish sustainable businesses, create jobs, contribute to Nigeria's industrial development. Now, the Nigerian Army says the troops working with other security agencies have rescued the 44 pupils and teachers abducted by the suspected Ansaru terrorists in Orire local government area of Oyo State. The victims regained their freedom after 56 days in captivity following a month-long intelligence-led operation targeting the kidnappers, networks, logistics links, and hideouts within the old Oyo National Park and other parts of the country. Acting Deputy Director, 2 Division Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma says the operation was led by the General Officer commanding 2 Division, Major General Chinedu Enebeife. The operation involved personnel of the armed forces, police, DSS, NIA, civil defense, and Motekun Corps, local vigilante, and hunters. The army says several suspects were arrested in Oyo and other states, disrupting the terrorist network and forcing the unconditional release of the captives. It adds that some security personnel suffered casualties during the operations. The rescued pupils and teachers are receiving medical attention ahead of their reunification with their families. Break beckons. But just before we do that, River State, treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at RSTVPH. You can as well subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Still to come, South Africa raises border security concerns, and in sports, Elumelu urges FIFA to improve officiating standards. This and many more coming up in just a moment.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. The Akwa Ibom State Governor Omo Eno has sympathized with residents affected by the flash floods in parts of the state, assuring them of government's commitment to protecting lives and property. The governor directed construction companies to immediately mobilize the flood-affected communities to evacuate excess storm water, drain the areas, and restore normalcy. A statement by the Commissioner for Information, Aniekan Umana, says the State Emergency Management Agency, the Ministry of Environment, and other relevant agencies have also been directed to assess the damage and implement emergency relief measures. The government says immediate intervention has begun in some affected areas, while long-term flood control measures are being considered. Residents have been urged to keep drainage channels free of refuse, as government warns that structures obstructing waterways will be removed regardless of ownership. To the foreign scene, where South African authorities have raised concerns over continued illegal migration along the country's border with Zimbabwe. The concerns come despite ongoing deportations of undocumented migrants. Damilola Omoyele has more.
Thousands of migrants have left the country in recent weeks through the Beitbridge border post. However, many continue to enter through unofficial crossing points along the frontier. Officials say the country's long and largely unfenced border makes illegal re-entry difficult to prevent. They insist that strengthening border security remains a top priority. A 26-year-old man arrested on suspicion of murdering former British MP Anne Widdecombe has been released by police. Devon and Cornwall police say he is no longer part of the investigation. The 78-year-old was found with serious injuries at her home in Hayter, Devon. Police say the case is not being treated as terrorism and there is no evidence of a politically motivated attack. Investigators say the murder inquiry is moving at a significant pace as they continue to pursue other leads. Officers have appealed to the public for information, while Widdecombe's family continues to receive support from specially trained officers. At least 12 people have been killed, including 4 British nationals, as emergency service battle one of Spain's deadliest wildfires in recent years. Authorities say hundreds of firefighters and emergency specialists are battling to contain pockets of fire around the village of Bedar in southeastern Spain. 23 people are said to remain missing as search and rescue operations continue, but officials warn the death toll could rise. The wildfire comes amid an intense heat wave affecting parts of southern Europe, with temperatures reaching about 40 degrees Celsius. Damilola Omoyele, Rstv Foreign News.
And from the entertainment desk, Nollywood actor Ike Ogbonna has denied involvement in an alleged 75,000 romance scam reportedly involving an American woman. Reports circulating online on Friday claimed that the actor had been invited for questioning by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) in collaboration with the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI). Allow Dominion tells us more.
The report alleged that a 49-year-old American woman, identified as Kimberly Ann, filed a complaint after an alleged online relationship began in 2025. However, a disclaimer posted on his Instagram story, Ogbonna described the report as false, malicious, and without factual basis. The actor said he does not support or participate in internet fraud, romance scams, or any other form of fraudulent activities. Ogbonna said unknown persons had previously used his name, photographs, and identity to operate fake social media accounts and deceived members of the public. He stressed that he never authorized anyone to select money or hold private conversations on his behalf. The actor urged the public to remain vigilant and beware of online impersonations and fake accounts. British actor Michael Ward has been found not guilty of rape and sexual assault by a jury at Snarebrook Crown Court in London. The 28-year-old actor, best known for his role as Jamie in Netflix series Top Boy, had denied 2 counts of rape, 2 counts of sexual assault by penetration, and 1 count of sexual assault. The jury unanimously acquitted Ward of all 5 charges after deliberating for more than 5 hours. The actor broke down in tears as the verdicts were announced, while his family and friends in the public gallery reacted with relief. The charges was related to an alleged incident in East London in January 2023. During the 2-week trial, Ward maintained the sexual assault encounter was consensual. Allow Dominion, Rstv Entertainment News.
On a final note, Nigerian businessman and philanthropist Tony Elumelu has called on FIFA to improve the standard of officiating at the ongoing FIFA World Cup, warning that poor refereeing could undermine the integrity of the game. Royal Duko tells us more.
In a post on his verified X handle on Friday, Elumelu commended the African teams that represented the continent at the tournament, saying they had showcased the quality of African football on the global stage. While praising the performances of the African side, Elumelu urged FIFA to address concerns over the quality of officiating. Nigeria international Benjamin Frederick has set his sights on making his Premier League debut for Brentford after signing a new 4-year contract and earning promotion to the Bees first team squad. Frederick, who has linked up with Keith Andrews' squad during pre-season, signed his new deal, which includes a club option for a further year after impressing during his time with Brentford's B team. He described the achievement as a proud moment for himself and his family. England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford enters the history books when he faces Norway in the World Cup quarter-final in Miami. The 32-year-old Everton keeper will become England's most capped player in the tournament when he makes his 18th World Cup appearance, eclipsing the previous record held by Peter Shilton. Following his magnificent individual display in England's 3-2 victory in the last 16 against Mexico in Azteca, it is another sign of how Pickford has maintained unrivaled